We're at the 2017 CROI. We're here doing an interview with Romas Geleziunas, who is the lead scientific man for the cure at Gilead Sciences, and we really appreciate your taking the energy to come over here, and not too far this time because it's right in the conference, but it's important to learn about what you're doing, and you have a new combo. Tell us about that combo that is running through the research process.
Well, Fred, thank you for having me for our annual chat. I don't know how many we've done so far, but it's been a nice gathering every year for me.
You want the cure.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get on that. So thanks. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about a really great project that we've been involved with, and it's a project that's led by Dan Baruch from the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. And Dan basically assembled a really nice consortium that involved Gilead, Janssen, which is another pharmaceutical company, and the military HIV research program. And so 4 very distinct organizations, and he brought this team together, and we did a very interesting study where we tested one of our Gilead TLR7 agonists. You know, I've been telling you for years that we've been really excited about that type of compound for various reasons. It's an immune modulator. And so we combined the TLR7 agonist with Dan and Janssen's vaccine, which is an adenovirus type 26 prime and an MVA, modified Vaccinia boost. So a vaccine strategy that's being tested by Janssen and Dan in prophylactic settings. So we tested it therapeutically. So we basically infected some monkeys, put them on antiretroviral drugs, and then started vaccination and overlaid during the vaccination period the TLR7 dosing, which is given every other week orally. And we had 4 nice symmetrical groups, each TLR7 only, vaccine only, mock, and then the combination. And the data were really quite fascinating. When the antiretroviral drugs were stopped, in the combination group, 3 of the 9 monkeys rebounded, but then resuppressed and have been suppressed without antiviral drugs for about a year. So, you know, if you will, a functional cure, maybe, or some form of immune control of a monkey AIDS virus in monkeys. So, you know, fascinating little result. We need to see if we can confirm this now in larger numbers of monkey studies, and importantly, translate this to the clinic, because both TLR7 is in the clinic, and this vaccine of Janssen's is also in the clinic. So we can actually try to combine this in humans and see, hey, did the monkeys tell us something that we need to pursue in human clinical studies? This was published a couple of months ago in Nature, so it was well received by the scientific community. So we're happy about this.
So safety data is obviously in good shape, and the thing I don't, it doesn't always translate perfectly from monkeys to humans, but do you have a gut feeling about that at this point?
Yeah, that's a terrific question. I don't know if you saw Jeff Lifson's presentation yesterday. It was a great presentation, and as he indicated, if you ask the right questions and the right models, things might actually translate. So this is, in this particular study, we had an aggressive monkey AIDS virus that is actually hard to stop, and the ART regimen is a regimen that is used in people. The vaccine is also used in people, and then TLR7 is also in people. So I think we have all the components that we tested in the monkey that we can now go and test in humans with little alteration. So we'll find out. I think we'll find out. I think we have to, well, we're discussing how to do this study, obviously. There's a lot of discussion going on, but I hope we can do this.
So, but again, your gut feeling is that at some point you may need to do a triple, you know, something else that might be a third component to really get the bottom line, a durable, functional cure vaccination.
Yeah, and we've talked about this as well, you and I, over the years. So, you know, we've always been fans of an antibody that binds to the HIV envelope, a vaccine, and TLR7 too. So those are the 3 components that we've been eager to test. And so we are getting quite close to testing this concept in monkeys. In fact, as part of one of the NIH collaboratories that have been formed, that is headed by Dan Baruch and Nelson Michael and John Mellors, and it's called the I4C collaboratory. So we're going to test antibody, vaccine, and TLR7 there. So that should be an exciting scientific adventure. I hope we achieve some cures there. And because, again, that concept could translate to the clinic. So let's see what happens in the monkeys and if there's any merit there.
Have you seen anything that jumped out at you so far as other work that's being presented relative to the cure? I guess that's your focus at this conference.
Right. So the main cure session is in a couple of hours.
Right,
So I look forward to seeing that. But so far,
you must know something, because you talk with people all through before the conference as well.
Indeed.
And this will be embargoed, by the way.
Okay. All right. So we're in
safe.
good shape. So one of the stories that I've gotten a lot of press is this alpha 4 beta 7 story, that has been presented by Tony Fauci's team. So we're really eager to see how that does as it translates to the clinic. So that's been a really hot topic. Mechanism is unclear, but the data, the preclinical monkey data, were quite stunning. So let's see how that does in the clinic, and let's follow that. So.
Do you know if there's anything, I always like to hear, it's a point of view. It's your view, and in many cases there's a lot of similar supporting views, but is there anything that was controversial that's now been debunked and said, okay, we all agree with this? Is there anything that moved in that direction this year yet?
Well, I can't say that, science is a process, right? So
Yeah,
you do
right.
a lot
It's
of
always
testing.
evolving. Yeah, it's
Exactly,
evolving, yeah.
exactly. So I can't say that, but obviously there's still a lot of work that is being done with these inhibitors of histone deacetylases, which was a very hot topic many years ago. So let's see how that unfolds. I think we're starting to realize that those types of compounds don't activate much HIV compared to strong stimuli like immunological mitogenic stimuli. So I think we have a long way to go in terms of combining HDAC inhibitors with other agents such as protein kinase C agonists, which is also a very hot topic of research. In fact, we're going to see some presentations at this conference. I think one from the GSK team speaking about a novel PKC activator. So I look forward to learning about that. But the idea is to combine various agents and see if you can safely. Remember, the key for me has always been, I've told you, always safety first. So can these agents be combined safely in monkeys? And
even though they work separately, they may not work synergistically or safely together.
Precisely. So they may work great, for example, or synergize in vitro in tissue culture, where you are applying these agents to cells from an individual who has HIV. That's easy, but to then translate and make sure it's safe and that you don't hurt someone, that's a very important mission for us. So we have to pay attention to that.
Well, it's always good to hear what's the scuttlebutt and the reality of the research. But you're also doing at Gilead. You're doing some good philanthropic work, and also the work that you're doing with the new grants that you're offering. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we were very excited about that. We launched early last year a grants program. So the idea here was to help researchers, academic researchers who are doing cure-related research, both preclinical, animal studies, including translational studies in the clinic, and also supporting some community groups that were doing some interesting work in the cure area. So we opened up that program last year and invited applicants to submit their applications, and we reviewed a lot of them. And in the end, we selected a dozen applicants that we rewarded with some awards. And these people they've been announced. The winners have been announced and publicly, and so we're very eager to see how that work unfolds now that they're going to receive the funding and be able to do this additional research. That basically what we're doing is we're supplementing AMFAR and NIH, who are major Gates Foundation, who are major funders, right, of HIV research in the United States and around the world. So we're basically just helping and supplementing that to make sure that if any projects needed some attention, then they got some money so they can pursue this. So we're very excited about that.
Well, I have to say that I just had a meeting, not a meeting, a little bit of a talk with the MSF people. Of course, they said, well, you're going to talk to Gilead? Well, make sure you talk to them. Try to drop the price on FC. I know you have nothing to do with the prices. That's not my area. You know who I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. My mission, my company wants me to do what I can to try to find a cure for AIDS for all those who have HIV, and so I'm not involved in drug pricing. Yeah, you're doing a great job at that, and I really appreciate your liaisoning with and collaborating. That's the biggest thing. I don't think we talk enough about that. About how a lot of people say, well, they're all out there to make that buck. Well, yeah, but if you can collaborate, you can learn a lot more. You can move, like you're saying, the collaboration you're already doing are infinitely more important than saying, okay, it's all mine. I'll get the answer separately exclusively.
Yeah, well, you and I, we've talked about this over the years, how this cure endeavor has changed
It's
the
amazing. It's
profile,
changed.
right? Everybody
Definitely,
collaborates.
yeah.
There's really no competition. It's
Yep.
everybody's collaborating with everybody else, and it's quite fascinating. So we have these NIH Delaney collaboratories, right, that have formed 6 or 7 groups, I don't remember, but really fabulous teams that have been assembled to do cure research together. The AMFAR Institute, the HIV Cure Institute at UCSF, another great contribution, you know, where AMFAR is funding a group at UCSF to do again some cure-related research. You know, our grants, you know, so I think we're doing great in terms of making sure we bring people together. We have resources to do cure research, and yeah, the bucks, you know, we need to focus on finding the direction for cure. So
I think it was interesting and appropriate that the names of Marty Delaney was incorporated into the branding of the cure research, because he's, you know, I think anybody that knows him saw the work that he did and the diligence and the authority by which he approached meetings and really wanting to get stuff done. And I think, in a way, he's there fighting with us.
he's our inspiration,
Yeah.
right? We are thinking of him. We are working as hard as we possibly can. We don't want to disappoint him, and so we really want to do what's possible here.
Well, keep after it, and we appreciate you taking the time with me, and look forward to the next visit.
Always a pleasure, Fred. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. All right.